Up next is the Jacksonville Titans. They're led by head coach Reggie Swinton. Coach, I will go ahead and pass it over to you to give your opening statement and introduce who you brought with you.
All right, so yeah, Jacksonville looking forward to a really good season. And today I got with me, I got Anthony Ross Jr., I got Mason Ball, I got Matthew Goldsberry, and then Torrey Trotter and Jalen Foster's on the side.
Look, coming into Jacksonville first year, I mean, you're no stranger to taking over a struggling program. You were at Forest City last year, had some great improvements with that team. Just kind of talk about your message coming in into a very tough 5A Central Conference.
Well, just working hard, doing what's right when nobody is looking, making sure our players are doing the right things, you know, building the culture that you need to win. A lot of times teams don't win because the culture is not the right culture for winning. And you have to have an administration that's ready to win as well. And so, you know, we're doing that right now. They're giving me everything that we need to be successful. And these players are working hard. There's no days off right now because we're so far behind. I just started in May. So whereas some teams take breaks, we don't have a chance for breaks. So we got to get there and catch up and make sure we put a good product out this year.
And starting from my left over here with the players, I just want to get y'all's take on how things have gone so far. Mason, I'll have you add a little bit more just because, I mean, I know you, now some of you might as well, but, you know, I know you know Coach Reggie, and obviously you were a big part of what Jacksonville did last year. So, and anybody else that did, forgive my ignorance here, but basically anybody that did have that experience previously with the team, you can add a few things, but just from my left all the way down, we'll just kind of get how things have gone so far with the transition.
Well, practice has been going great. We've been making a lot of improvements from last year, and I'm looking forward to this season.
Yeah, based on what he said, practice been going great. You know, we all hustling to the ball, basically doing the slow things first. We taking it slow, getting with the plays right. Well, you know, Coach Reggie, he know how to run his plays, so we ain't even put everything that we supposed to do yet.
Yeah. So one of the main things I can point on today is Coach Reggie. He always been a winner, and then the most thing we've been improving on is winning. Was, you know, learning how to win in practice. You know how it's been just hustling with enthusiasm and just really learning how to win as a team.
Yeah, I've been with Coach Reggie since I was 7 years old. We always had that winning culture around. I just transferred in, so I'm looking to win. I come from winning. I'm used to winning. So.
For those that didn't see, you know, some of the things that y'all did at Forest City last year, what we're going to see, without giving away too much, some schematically things offensively and defensively.
Well, defensively, we have Hunter Vincent. He's a great defensive coordinator, came in from Whitehall. You know, he knows his stuff. And so our defensive flies with the ball. We had a great team camp last week at Mills. And offensively, it's like if you give me a lot of cars, I got a lot of toys to play with. And we have a lot of toys to play with here in Jacksonville. So one thing about it, our fans will have a reason to cheer this year. And some people say I'm cocky, I'm arrogant and all that. Well, I am, because I believe in what, you know, I can do, and I believe in what we can do. And we have some ball players in Jacksonville that's been overlooked, and that will take place no longer. In fact, I picked these 4 guys because these 4 guys have offers to colleges. So this is why I picked these 4 guys to come today. And we're looking forward to a very exciting season in Jacksonville this year.
We'll touch on your non-conference, but just back to that 5A Central, extremely tough league. Joe T. Robinson's kind of been the standard of it in recent years. No, Maumelle brings a good bit back. They've improved a lot under Coach Mop each year. From just what you've seen so far of the conference, talk about the depths of it.
Well, it's tough. I mean, you got, you know, again, Joe T. Robinson has a lot of great players over there. Maumelle, same thing. And, of course, I'm new to 5A, so I got to get adjusted to that. And we're taking no one for granted, but we also fear no one. Those guys put their pads on just like us. And one thing I will tell you is that every team we play is going to be a dogfight. It's going to be a dogfight. And we're going to show up every Friday night, and we're going to leave out knowing that we gave our best effort, and hopefully with some W's.
I know that last year was your first one, at least was a head coach at the varsity level, but you obviously played, as Mason said, you played a little ball in your life, you've coached a little ball in your life. What were some of the main things that you took from your first year of varsity ball?
Well, I watched film on myself this offseason, and I had some tendencies that luckily 4A didn't pick up on last year. And so without giving it away, there'll be some things that I did last year that will be differently, but there'll be some things that will be the same. I mean, when you have these type of players that all four have college offers, they're special for a reason, and they have offers for a reason. And so, you know, schematically, we're going to dial up a lot of formations, and we have some players that can go get it. And so we're going to test a lot of teams this year.
And for the players, again, as Coach said, getting a lot of college attention. What are some things that you could give to recruiting? We talked about this a little bit over the past couple of days. As recruiting is a lot different, really, over the past 5 years, as I'm sure you guys have noticed. And what is a piece of advice that you could give to somebody going through that might be struggling a little bit through the process?
I say get a Twitter. Well, that's the one. Get a Twitter and just post don't like you gotta run off the ball. Even though you're not getting the ball, you still gotta do the basic stuff like block. Make sure you're not taking no plays off, and the coaches will pick up on it. And make sure you be up to date on Twitter. Like when you go to a team camp, post your Twitter and like add different coaches and all that.
My main thing would be practice how you play. A lot of impressions can be made off of film from practice, and whenever you practice how you play, it'll make you better in the game as well. So that'll be my main thing.
I say this, you are your brand, and social media is a big thing for recruiting nowadays, and you want to present yourself the best way you can on social media.
Kind of what he said, promoting yourself is a big deal now. Promote yourself. Social media is free. Promote yourself.
And it's funny you asked that question because we had a meeting this morning, and I spoke about social media. And I spoke about, you know, branding yourself, putting yourself out there. I'm going to do all I can. If you ball, I call. And, you know, that's my motto. And, you know, again, there's a lot of teams in the state that overlook some of these players. And so it's my job as a coach to reach out to every single coach I can to get these guys offers. And I think Mason has, 7 offers? I think 5 Power 5, Power 4 offers. You know, I think he's one of the top 227 backs in the state. And so, but teams will be focusing on him, but that's fine because we got him and we got more. So I'm looking forward to our season. And, you know, again, we fear no one. We're going to come out and dominate, and that's a promise.
You look at your non-conference side, the conference season opener just walked in with the Malvern Leopards, made a lot of great strides last year under Coach Fogelman in his first year. Lone Oak, I know a team you're familiar with. They expect to be well improved, as well as DeWitt. I know they've added some pieces. So just talk about that 3-game slate that you've got.
Well, we talked about Malvern today, and, you know, it's funny Malvern's here. You have to always respect Malvern. Malvern's been a winning school for years, and my good buddy Marjorie Hill played there, and he and I be talking about Malvern all the time. So you can never overlook Malvern. They're always a powerhouse. Then Lone Oak, they beat me last year, and I don't forget how that's the only team I didn't score on last year. And so I don't forget things like that. And then DeWitt has a new coach, a new system. And so, they also have a lot to learn. And so our non-conference schedule is tough, but so are we.
And you talked about some of the players getting college offers along with them. Who are some others that we need to look for this year?
I mean, players?
Yeah, just as far as teams, names that we'll be hearing on Friday nights.
You got Mazeo Davis, I could name, plenty of kids that's been overlooked by the state. But Mazeo Davis, awesome receiver. You got Mike Mathis. And I'm still learning names because I'm still new. But Mike Mathis, Jalen Foster, quarterback over here. I can name many guys. And we got some linemen that's really good. Trenton Dunbar, our center, is going to be a good one. And so I'm looking forward to what these guys put out there. Again, these guys have been used to losing. And like I always say, when you're used to losing, you're used to losing. But also when you're used to winning, you're used to winning. And I'm used to winning. And so what I've done is brought my winning ways into Jacksonville. And like I made a promise, I said, we are going to the playoffs. The same thing I said in Forest City, and no one believed me. And we went to the playoffs. I told Jacksonville the same thing. I'm nothing short of confidence.
Last question. I guess, what is that first jersey that you guys wore that created your love of the game of football? You know, Pee Wee, NFL, college. What was that first jersey for you that, you know, gave you that love for football?
Y'all better say my jersey with the Cowboys. You better say a Cowboys jersey with my number on it.
Swing
No, I'm playing. Go ahead. Go ahead.
For real though, I've always looked up to my dad. He was an amazing athlete. He actually made it to Ole Miss before tearing his knee up.
But my first jersey was really my dad. You know, my dad owned the Pee Wee team, and they was called the Wild Hogs. So I started when I was 6.
My first jersey was the blue and green from the Lions under Coach Reggie. I think it was about, 6,
Same.
5.
Same. I was starting when I was 7. Coach Reggie. Same jersey.
My first jersey was a Cowboys jersey. I've been a Cowboy fan all my life, so to be able to actually get a chance to play for the Cowboys and do what I did, that was special. So having that Cowboys jersey on when I was a little boy, I can remember that running around the house. And so God does let dreams come true.
And real quick, I guess just your assessment of the Cowboys for this upcoming season. What do you think is going to happen?
Oh, you got jokes. Well, I mean, Kyle knows how I feel about them. How can I put this in a nice way? If we had someone that could lead our team the right way, I think we'd have a chance. And I'm talking about number 4. I'm just not a fan of number 4. I think he's a good quarterback, just not a fan of number 4. And I think that we have talent, but if you don't have a leader that can lead you where you want to go, you're not going far. So do I believe in the Cowboys? I believe in their name, but I don't believe we'll win a lot of games this year. But I still support them.
All right, that'll wrap things up, guys. Really appreciate you coming over.
Yes, sir.